Welcome back, folks. Be sure 94 here. We're here with another WCW Monday Nitro. We are in week 3 of July 2002. We are about 2 weeks away from Bash at the Beach at the end of July. And tonight we're at the Five Seasons Center in front of just under 6,500 people. And we open the show with a recap of the main event from last week, where we saw the WCW Championship on the line as Rey Mysterio challenged Abyss. Abyss unfortunately did not win the match, but Mysterio did win due to a countout, so he is not the WCW Champion. Our storyline did advance, and the segment rating was a 59. So, not the greatest situation, but I just wanted to give a recap to the situation, so that way, going forward, we can kind of keep things, consistent. So, and in our first real segment of the show, it opens with James Mitchell and Abyss coming down to the ring. And Mitchell talks about how last week, Rey Mysterio, you did not beat the monster Abyss. You survived. You walked into that match with an injury against a monster who has already destroyed you and taken your championship. He said, I give you credit. You survived that match. But the monster Abyss is not going to lose his championship to someone who's as small and not as, I don't want to say as dominant, but someone who can't handle facing a monster like Abyss. He gets interrupted though by Rey Mysterio himself, and Mysterio says, last week I proved that I can hang against the monster. Just because I'm much smaller than he is does not mean that I am not someone who can beat him. And last week, yeah, it was by countout, but it's still a win. And on Sunday at Bash at the Beach in 2 weeks, I will get my WCW Championship back. And no matter what, you can break my jaw, you can, say that I survived. But at the end of the day, the Monster Abyss will be slain by Rey Mysterio. 67 segment on that promo. Story has advanced. James Mitchell did great on the mic. Obviously, Mysterio is not a huge talker. But we got our main event for Bash at the Beach, and it is the WCW Championship match, as Rey Mysterio will challenge Abyss for the championship again. Let's see here, WCW title, yep. WCW title, there we go. And now we have our main event for Bash at the Beach. Perfect. One segment into this Nitro, and we're already building for the pay-per-view big time here. So, good stuff out of this here. Not the best ratings, but I'll take it as it's kind of a building part to the show. And in our opening contest on the show, and about that had good heat and decent wrestling, Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow defeat the Dudley Boys in 13:06 when Bam Bam Bigelow pins Devon Dudley with a greeting from Ashbury Park. In terms of in-ring work, Bubba Ray Dudley was head and shoulders above everybody else. Devon at 59, Bubba at 72, Bam Bam at 51, Shane at 63. Shane and Bam Bam strong has advanced. Dudley's obviously have excellent chemistry, and the announcing quality lifted the match. 64 overall segment. As you remember, this was the tag team match that Shane and Bam Bam wanted originally, and they got stuck in the tables match, and they proved that they can beat the Dudleys when it's not the tables match. So, will we see a rubber match eventually? Because it's 1-1 right now. We shall see. But the Dudleys did come up short in this match against Shane Douglas and Bam Bam Bigelow. And as I say that, after the match, it shows that Shane and Bam Bam have sneaked by with a victory here over the Dudleys, as obviously Bubba and Devon are upset in the ring. Shane and Bam Bam obviously smiling as they go up the ramp, and they have stolen one here from the Dudleys. Storyline has advanced and gained heat. Shane Douglas worked the crowd very well using Freedom, 74 segment. So, yes, obviously we're going to get a rubber match eventually here between these two teams. This is the perfect feud, I think, for introductory to the Dudleys to WCW, but 74 rating is way higher than I expected for this little segment here, so I'm very happy with this. And we get a backstage promo from the Militia, and it's Guido more or less holding court, talking to Berlin, Reagan's Awesome Super Crazy. Says that last week You know, I had to make sure Gonzalez and Crazy retained their WCW Tag Team Championships. And tonight, Berlin, Ray, Crazy, like, your job tonight is to make sure that at the end of tonight, Mike Awesome is not the WCW United States Champion and that it stays here in our militia. We need to be able to dominate World Championship Wrestling, and without this championship, we don't hold stock here in World Championship Wrestling. All the storylines have advanced. Guido did a masterful job at improvising interactions, 72 overall in the backstage promo. Guido has been just amazing in this save, and the whole militia story arc here has just been fantastic. So great stuff out of Guido, 72 rating overall. And about that, it didn't have much heat, but in terrible wrestling, Ken Shamrock defeats rookie Matt Sydal in 6:16 by submission with an ankle lock. Matt Sydal, I'm not going to care because he's brand new to the wrestling world, but Shamrock of 57. Hurricane and Shamrock starting to advance, and the announcer quite lifted the match. 44 segment on the match. I knew it was going to be a job. I knew it was going to be low, but I wanted Shamrock to get this to go towards his feud with the Hurricane. Post-match, Shamrock tries to beat down the rookie, and the Hurricane makes the save, clotheslining Ken Shamrock over the top rope, as the Hurricane has lived up to his name as being the hero here in World Championship Wrestling and stopping the big bad guy in Ken Shamrock. Storyline has advanced, and the Hurricane was superb without a script as he had the crowd in the palm of his hand the entire time. This has been a slow build-up, and I'm liking where we're going with this. With the superhero facing the world's most dangerous man, I think it's going to be a very good match, hopefully, between these two. And looking forward to it, but we're slowly getting there. 64 segment on this little moment here with the Hurricane and Shamrock. Kevin Nash comes down to the ring. He goes to talk, and the crowd is obviously booing him for what he did to Scott. And Nash just keeps trying to talk, and they keep booing him, and he says, "I have nothing to say to you people. I don't have to explain myself to you people. All you need to know is the real Kevin Nash is back," and throws the mic down. Kevin Nash is going to become a very interesting character going forward here in World Championship Wrestling. Scott Hall, fun fact, left the company. He was obviously mad about jobbing out to the militia, and obviously his morale was low. And after last Nitro, or yeah, 2 Nitros ago, when Nash beat him down, Scott Hall decided he was just going to randomly walk out on us. So Nash is going to be kind of doing this type of stuff for a little bit, but you'll see where it's going, and I think you'll appreciate where it's going. So storyline has advanced, 68 rating on that little situation with Nash. And in a decent match, Mark Jindrak defeats Tommy Dreamer in 7:02 by pinfall with a mark of excellence. This is a non-title match. Mark Jindrak had an in-ring performance of 63, Tommy a 50. TV title story has advanced. Jindrak and Tommy have great chemistry. Announcing quality to the match. 59 segment rating. Not much to really say here. Just wanted to give Mark Jindrak a win on TV, and Tommy Dreamer gets featured, which is always a win in itself. So good stuff here, and they showed excellent chemistry, so that's more things we learn for the future. We get a promo from Sting, and he talks about how Chris Kanyon has bitten off more than he can chew. He feels that he is the best wrestler in the world, and Sting says, "I can't argue that he's not one of the best in the world, because he is. But Chris Kanyon's ego has allowed him to inflate what he thinks of himself. And unfortunately, I don't want to be this guy, but we got to put him in his place." And I give Kanyon credit. He has gotten a victory on me at Great American Bash. He is trying to mess with my head a little bit. But Bash at the Beach, Chris Kanyon, I am going to make you tap to the Scorpion Deathlock, and I'm going to embarrass you at Bash at the Beach. So Sting has accepted, so we're going to book another match for Bash at the Beach. We have 2. Now, granted, they are matches that are rematches from Great American Bash, but they have a lot more heat now to both of them. So Chris Kanyon versus Sting, perfect. So I think they'll be better there. So no complaint. I don't know why Shane and Bam Bam story has advanced here, but okay. 59 segment rating, 69 overall. In a decent match, the Nightbreed defeat Triple X in 8:15 when Vampiro pins Elix Skipper with a nail in the coffin. Vampire was the weak link. Elix Skipper had an in-ring performance of 62, Daniels at 54, Vampiro at 60, and Vampire at 41. Now to quality to the match, 55 segment rating. Good stuff out of the tag team here. Just feature the tag team division to the best of our ability. Both are mid-card tag teams, so we wanted to feature as best as we could. And Triple X unfortunately does come up short here against the Nightbreed. We get a backstage little promo from Awesome as he's warming up. It says he is ready. He has failed multiple times on his way to glory here in World Championship Wrestling. But tonight, everything changes when he takes that US Championship off of Guido and cuts the head off of the militia. Both storylines have advanced. 73 rating on the promo from Mr. Mike Awesome. In a good match, Booker T defeats Frankie Kazarian 8:19 by pinfall with a scissors kick. Booker T is 71, Kazarian is 58. Sharmell did great at ringside. This match got the crowd hotter, 65 segment rating. This is Booker T's return match on Monday Nitro since he shockingly returned last week, and Frankie Kazarian holds his own against one of the top main eventers here in World Championship Wrestling. No real complaints here. I wish this was a little higher, and Booker's performance is lower than I'd like it to be, but I'm sure that'll be addressed as we move forward. Post-match, Rob Van Dam comes out and says, not really sure why Booker T you felt the need to attack me last week, but you know what? You have woken something in me that, you know what, I want to fight you too now. So next week on Nitro, Booker, I want to face you in a one-on-one match. It's going to be Rob Van Dam versus Booker T. So we got Booker T and Rob Van Dam. Boom. Next week on Nitro. Look at that. Perfect. Good stuff. 70 rating. Storyline has advanced. We get an in-ring promo from Double J and BG James saying that now that the world of pro wrestling is rid of the Rhodes family, Double J and BG James need to focus on the next task at hand. What is that exactly? Causing as much chaos as we possibly can and winning as many championships as we can. We've done it before, we're going to do it again, and we've realized that we are the true dynasty here in World Championship Wrestling. They get interrupted though from the crowd. Dusty and Dustin Rhodes hit the ring and start beating down Jeff Jarrett and BG James. Dusty hits the bionic elbow on BG, and Dustin hits a finisher on Double J Jeff Jarrett. And Dustin Rhodes grabs a microphone and says, "At Bash at the Beach, Jeff Jarrett, it is me versus you. I'm going to have my dad in my corner. You can have BG in your corner. And we're going to settle this once and for all on Sunday, 2 weeks." So we got Double J and Dustin Rhodes. I'm not going to pre-book that because I think I'm going to change the match type because I want to possibly do a Texas Death Match. But we'll talk about that next week on the next Nitro. Storyline has advanced and 62 segment rating overall. Good stuff here. Welcome back to the Rhodes family. In a good match, Lance Storm defeats Rhino in 12:32 by pinfall with a roll-up. Lance Storm is 75, Rhino is 64. Storyline has advanced and the match got the crowd hotter. 68 overall segment. This is a good little storyline that we got going on here. Post-match, though, Storm rolls out of the ring. Rhino's obviously, upset. Rolls out of the ring as well and gores Lance Storm through the barricade at ringside, leaving him laying as Rhino stands tall, even though Storm got the win. Obviously, this has taken a much more aggressive approach here with this feud. The storyline has advanced, and the 66 rating on the gore through the barricade. Good stuff here out of both men. The match was good. Post-match was good, and I'm very excited to see what goes on next with these next two guys. And in our main event of the evening, in a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat, Mike Awesome defeats the Guido in 18:07 by pinfall with an awesome bomb. Mike Awesome has won the WCW United States Championship. Mike Awesome in 80, the Guido in 85. All the storylines have advanced and gained heat. There were times where there was definite lack of psychology. We'll fix that. Mike Awesome benefited from having a hot new move. This segment rating was an 80. I just want to see something real quick. Who was the... Arn, okay. 80 overall in the segment. Mike Awesome has defeated the Guido. At ringside, the militia tried to get involved, and the Steiner brothers did come in and make sure that did not happen to give Mike Awesome the clear shot at the Guido. Mike Awesome has won the US Championship as he celebrates to end the show. 74 overall segment for the ending as Mike Awesome has finally crowned the US Champion and defeated the Guido and taken the US Championship from the militia. All the storylines have advanced. Guido did not do well with the script in this one, but that's okay. Let's see what we get for an overall show rating. I'm expecting it to be a little bit lower than I want it to be, but let's see. Oh, 75. Okay, I will take that. Fantastic. 13 regions in the US. Cool. Good. Okay, we're getting better, guys. Where the shows are starting to get really tight and really great with the ratings. I hope you guys are still enjoying this. From what I can tell, it definitely seems like we are. Obviously, make sure